Yay, this hangout is
Probably.
live. Hey, it's Geek.io,
Yay.
pre-show shenanigans. Wait about 5 minutes. If you're too impatient, I'm sorry.
Bless you.
Bless you. If it was going to be more than like 3 or 4 minutes, I'd put in a link, but it's not going to be that long.
No. 'Cause it sounds like we're all set to go. Just.
As soon as I can log in to turn on Alpha Geek Radio.
No, yeah. Oh no, dude, you're fine. I realize how hard this shit is.
No, I have to remember the password because I don't have it saved. So I have to remember it every week. Eventually, I'll get that down. All right, Alpha Geek Radio.
It's Ultimate Spider-Man?
Switching over.
Sorry, talking to myself.
Give myself a 10 count, roughly.
7, 12, 63.
Thank you so much. And Alpha Geek Radio going live. Giggity giggity.
All right.
Giggity goo. It's the Geek.io show, episode 78.
Jesus. Still insane that
I know, right?
kept this damn thing on the air for 78 episodes.
Did you catch that on the Rugrats episode?
Yeah.
I was trying to count it, and JD was like, "Goodness!" I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah. It's like I want to try and figure something out for the 100th episode. I mean, I got plenty of time, but it seems like it's like I said the same thing like when we hit the 50th episode, and I'm like, holy crap.
We were like Doctor Who.
Yeah. Oh, for the 100th.
No, we did that.
Actually.
No, we did that for the Doctor Who 50th. That's right.
Yeah.
Did we do anything for the 50th of ours?
I think we just made a big deal because we were on the 50th episode,
Yeah.
and no, for the 100th,
Hey.
I got some plans, and I'm gonna make sure that these are scheduled far ahead of time.
You tugged that boat.
And oh yeah, I got some plans, and I'm gonna tug it hard.
You tugged that boat. Tug it hard.
Tug it
All
again
right.
and again and again and again.
Disturbing. All right. What's that? It's objection. Except for it's disturbing.
Jesus, what do we want to
All
talk
right.
about on the second half of the show?
I have no idea.
It's gonna be a very
don't
short
have
show,
any.
folks. Trust me.
Oh, I should get on the chat room. Oops.
Yeah, if anybody in the chat room can think of anything they want to
Wait
talk
till
about,
we get there and then tell us, because we're not there yet, or I'm not at least.
just go ahead and put it in the chat, and I'll look at it again on the second half of the show. So bad at this.
Oh man.
Hey, my lower third is gone already. Wow, that didn't take half the show at all.
Wow, that's so odd. Mine doesn't go away. I just can't get it to activate from the get-go sometimes. But once it's there, it usually stays
Nothing happens.
straight. Yay, rolls in the chat.
Yay. Somebody loves us.
Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! No? Okay.
Barry Riggs. Hey guys, I'm trying to log in myself but need help. Send me a DM.
What?
I don't know who he's talking to.
Okay.
Barry Riggs.
I know not this person you speak of, so...
He's been on this show before.
Barry Ricks?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Barry. Your name's not ringing a bell. I'm horrible with names, so... Anywho.
I think he's been on. I've talked to him, or was I was on his show? One or the other.
One of those things. You know.
Either he's been on this show or I've been on his show. Dude, I've been 76 episodes of this, just this one. Or 78 episodes of this, just this show.
Yeah.
Plus 52 episodes, 52-ish episodes of Tadpole Tech, and...
Good luck keeping track of that, by the way.
Yeah. Because that doesn't exist on the internet anymore, so yeah.
Yep. So... I think the batteries on my recorder are low.
Jesus Christ. Get some rechargeable batteries for that damn thing.
No, I have them. I just need to put the recharged batteries in there.
Good Lord, man.
Shut it. They last like 16 hours, so I have to do it like every fourth show.
Buys Minecraft? I don't care about that much.
Yeah.
That's big gamer news, but I'm not into Minecraft that much.
I kind of want to be. I love Legos. I just never got into Minecraft.
Aww.
Sorry, I love Lego, not Legos.
Yeah. Minecraft is something in theory I should love, but the couple of times that I played it, it's just like I'm guessing because I haven't sunk that much time into it,
Oh,
and then I was using somebody else's stuff, like it just didn't snap to me for some reason.
maybe those batteries were the dead ones that I just tried to stick in it. That's not good.
Why are you so bad at this?
Because I really forgot to plan this ahead. What other device do I have that uses double A's that would have my double A's? Okay, sure. So we're gonna hope that
Do you
one.
need me to record this?
No, I can record on the computer. I mean, I'm just doing that as a backup. So we should be. All right. We should be good. We are live everywhere, so I guess we'll get started in 3, 2. Oh, jeez. That must have been my other phone.
Daryl does need sleep.
Speaking of being bad at this. Mute. Okay. 3, 2. Stop vibrating. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. I hate when I reinstall.
Making Budlong's crotch vibrate.
I hate it when I reinstall an OS and I have to reset everything up. Mute? Yeah, that sounds good.
Segment
All right.
notes. What?
We're going to try this again. 3, 2, 1.
Mobile low bandwidth simulcast of this show available on Alpha Geek Radio. Using your mobile device web browser, go to mobile.alphageekradio.com to tune in now.
Hi, this is Dills from The Instance and The Angry Chicken, and you're listening to Geek I.O., where you put geek in and geek out.
Hey you. If you're listening to this and don't want to hear expletives, you probably shouldn't listen to it. It's gonna get interesting.
Mobile audio stream enabled at mobile.alphageekradio.com. Chat room enabled at geek-io.com/live. Geek.io.
We're geeking out across the globe, so tuck in and hold on to your butts. It's time for the Geek I.O. show.
Geek.io. Put geek in and geek out.
All right. It is the Geek I.O. show, number 76, recorded Thursday, the 18th of September, 2014. Whatever. Why am I hung up on 76? 78.
I don't know.
It is still the 8th of September, 14. I am your host, CJ Butts.
And I'm Jared Budlong.
And it's just us tonight.
We're the lonesome duo.
Boat Man
It's alright.
Nightwing.
Whoa.
Oh, there's Rachel. On
Rachel.
super loud microphone.
A wild Rachel appears.
Via cell phone.
Right. With no tweaked earphones. What is going on? The shame.
Oh, indeed. So how you been, dude?
Good. I had a leaky pipe at the house this week. So
You had a what?
we had a leaking pipe
jeez.
and had to get that fixed. Thankfully, I mean, we're renting, so it's covered by the landlord and whatnot, but it's still a headache. And we had to throw out some books because they were on the bottom level of some boxes stacked in the closet that is flooded, and it was a slow leaking pipe, so it was leaking for who knows how long. Saturated the carpet, started growing mold on the bottom layer. Like it was bad. So outside of that, I'm doing pretty well.
Nice. Well, that does indeed suck, and hope that taken care of. Hope you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
your
The pipe is
slow
fixed.
leaking pipe taken care of.
Yeah, the pipe is fixed. We have
Consequently, now we know how you have a second child on the way.
right, right. Thought that thing was patched up, but evidently it's still leaking. Um, got that?
Yes.
Yeah, they do. They do. What was I gonna
Oh,
say?
did you go for the no more babies route after this, or?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
No, we
That's what I gathered from this.
no, no. It actually was a literal leaking pipe, and literally has mildew mold growing in our closet. So,
Not
boo.
the closet you're in, right?
No, no. I'm on the top floor, so I'm nowhere near. You're right. Not happening. I forgot what else I was gonna say after you were talking about the leaking pipe. Oh yeah, so we have fans blowing everywhere downstairs to air out the closet and the wall they had to tear out to get to the pipe. So it's crazy noisy downstairs. I'm glad I have insulated shenanigans because I can't hear a thing up here. Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you want your headset is charged. Yay, Rachel's going to join us for realsies.
Yay!
So we're not horrible, horrible people.
I love that Daryl called me right wing.
That is Freudian slip, maybe?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, the chat, the management chat. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So other than that, I think I've been good. What have you been up to?
Not too much, dude. Been working a lot. I've been doing some other stuff I'll talk about here in just a second, but on a personal level, like, it has pretty much been business as usual. I mean, working on stuff here, doing a lot of stuff here, actually. Not all of it positive.
It happens.
Yes, because this is a business, and sometimes things don't. Sometimes things have speed bumps. Everything is fine. I did not hit anybody with the boat this
Nope.
time.
No running over with boat and chopping people up with the propeller or anything like that. We're okay.
No, well, actually, some people did get hit with the boat, but not the people that we think. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into it, obviously, because it's very personal, very behind the scenes. But it is done. But it has had a very hefty toll on my psyche. Also, I was sick Monday and Tuesday, which was fun.
Ugh.
I slept for like 13 hours on Monday to Tuesday.
Jeez.
I had a killer, like, really explosive migraine, like. No, it was searing pain, and I got home. I left work about 4 on Monday. Got home about 6 because we had to pick up Kia and do a couple running around, which was miserable. By the way, supermarkets, when you have a migraine, hell on fucking earth. Oh my god.
Why did you go to a supermarket?
Because we had to pick stuff up for dinner, and me being me and me being stubborn, I'm like, no problem. I'll go in because I'm a man. I can deal with it.
You'll man up.
And oh god, that was the word. I made a terrible error.
Don't ever do that.
It was the worst mistake I ever made in my entire life, and I've made some bad mistakes.
Yeah, I try not to go anywhere if I even have just a regular headache. So there's no way.
Yeah, it was so bad, and I stayed home on Tuesday. I pretty much just slept and relaxed. Took care of the kids because they realized that Daddy wasn't feeling good, and they were actually behaved. So.
Holy crap! I've got to get used to the new setup. Ah!
External monitor in the office because I have some computer work I have to do this weekend for a friend.
Okay.
So I've got my laptop over here, and I'm looking over here because the monitor's over here.
But remember, your camera is on your laptop, so you're looking at your monitor is really weird.
Well, okay, we'll do this. I'll bring my schoolwork. Why is my monitor on my friggin' laptop so small?
Because it's not a 24-inch monitor.
No, I'm talking about.
It might have done something janky with the resolution. With the external monitor. Sometimes it does that. Laptops don't like being not the primary monitor.
No, revert.
Rachel made it worse.
Whoops. So, what about doing live tech support on the show? Is that?
I have no problem with it. All right, so let's go ahead and move on.
I'm doing all sorts of funky. Ooh, hello. Wow. No.
I think we'll go ahead and jump into the next segment.
Gadgets, games, and gizmos.
I know what you did.
I went to Gadgets, Games, and Gizmos where we talk about the stuff that we've been playing with. I did no such thing.
This is my favorite part of the show. I won't lie.
Why would I change your Why would I change your background?
I didn't have funky frou-frou shit on my background, and you put nature back there. I did not have nature.
I did no such thing.
Don't lie to me.
I have not touched your
Listen
laptop.
here, Mister.
I plugged a DVI cable into it. That does not change the background.
It did.
Then blame your computer.
Listen here,
for not
don't
liking
you
DVI.
start with me. I'm looking at it. It's different.
It's different, so it's scary.
I'm gonna come out there and punch you in about 2 minutes.
Didn't do it.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
we're talking
hit you.
about things.
I'm just gonna hit you.
I've got some.
Speaking of things that we've been doing this week.
Right. I have to go last. So CJ, what have you been doing this week?
Speaking of things.
Speaking of things that I've done, I got access to the Super Smash Bros. 3DS demo this week, and for those who don't know, it's Nintendo's fighting game where it pits all of the Nintendo All-Stars against each other, and in the demo you can play as Mega Man, Mario, Pikachu, and Bowser, I think. I never played Bowser, so...
Has he been available previously?
Bowser? Yeah.
Okay.
He's been in all of them.
In Super Smash Brothers? Wow, I don't remember him being an option. Maybe I just ignored it. I don't know.
Yeah, he sucks, that's why. But since it's Mega Man was available, so I play Mega Man.
Yeah, no, good choice.
And I love it. I freaking love it. I want that game. Like, I'm pretty sure that's going to be one of the few games that I actually want on opening day, because that game is really fun. Once you adjust the settings, because the initial controls on the 3DS are really janky. Once you adjust them, it's beautiful. It works. It plays as well as Super Smash Bros. The original one did on 64.
Okay.
Which is saying something, considering it's a handheld freaking device.
Yeah, it's gotta be odd.
It is a little weird, because the one thing that I don't like about it, and this is the biggest hang-up for me, I don't have a 3DS XL, so I have the smaller screen. Things get a little weird when you space out.
Right, because the resolution's so low.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Thankfully, I'm Mega Man, so I'm the little blue bouncing ball. And so I'm able to keep track of myself, which really is what matters. And I realize, hey, there's a little red ball next to me. I should probably hit my X button a bunch of times. Right. Other than that, I mean, that's really the only hang up, and I'm sure on the 3DS XL that's worked out at least somewhat, but that's a minor thing, and I'm in love with it. I think there are more and more reasons piling up why I want a Wii U for the house. Also because the kids are starting to get into games and stuff like that, and that would give us a chance to play some really good games together.
Okay. I mean, you're not going to let them play Bayonetta or something like that?
No. No Bayonetta, no God of War.
Okay.
Hey,
no,
Kiara
maybe
wants to
Grand Theft
play
Auto.
Maruru.
Leisure Suit Larry. None of
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Dude, I would let Kiara play Leisure Suit Larry. That was a freaking shit. That game was awesome. Could you see, seriously, could you see Kiara playing Leisure Suit Larry, CJ?
I know AJ couldn't because a second of girls' boobs would pop out, everything would stop. She does try and play some of the Japanese RPGs that we play, though. Alteria Maruru, she really wants to play that game, but she realizes I let her have the controller once and she had no idea what she was doing. She goes, "Okay, Daddy, I'll watch you play."
Mm-hmm.
No, crap. I lost it. I had an idea and it was going to be
the
semi-funny.
dildo bat
Probably
of
not.
Saints Row.
No, I can't remember what game I was going to reference, but I lost it. Move on.
Oh.
It's not
Okay.
coming back.
But I really want a Wii U. I've wanted one for some time. I'm a huge Nintendo fanboy. And more games are coming out that makes it harder and harder for me not to want one before Black Friday. I'm holding out to see, because everybody knows me and Rachel. We are very frugal people, and I'm sure if the
By
Wii U
frugal,
drops
he
down,
means cheap.
yes, very cheap. Ask Bud Long.
It's called
have
many
no problem.
years of being very, very broke.
I have no
Yes.
problem with saving money. There is a limit at some point, but I don't think we ever reached it at Dragon Con, so it's okay.
No, it did not. We didn't reach it at well, kind of reached it at Dragon Con with the room.
Well, inadvertently though, because they false advertised a window seat as a
Yes.
couch.
Yes, but that's almost well. I did reach the limit in the vendor's alley, but you weren't there with us. There were
Yeah,
several
I
things that
heard.
I'm
I
like,
did not
I
witness it
am
firsthand.
not spending $30 on that.
Right.
I tried talking down a person down to at least 20. They said nope. I'm like, all right, see you later. Other than that, but I'm hoping there's something on Black Friday for the Wii U, and I'm sure I can talk Rachel. I don't think it'll be a hard sale for Rachel since she loves the Nintendo too. So.
Wasn't that called the
but that-
SNES? Nintendo too. Hey, look. I gotta let him fly before I forget him, so you'll have to forgive me.
Other than that, I've downloaded a couple games for my Android Marvel War of Heroes, which touted itself as a card game, and I'm like, ooh, a Marvel card game on the Android. This is shit. It's so bad. It's not a card game. It's basically an action RPG where your avatar is a card. That's it.
Wait,
That's
what?
beyond stupid.
It's almost like a Diablo clone, but not, and where your avatars are cards. So it has the shitty cards doing stuff. Like I have a card Wolverine, and card Wolverine will come up, and like a claw mark will come out of the card to the other card, and then like card Wolverine will go like I control card Wolverine on a map. Like this is not what I wanted at all. So
I
that got removed.
I don't think they know what card game means.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting Hearthstone or Magic or anything like that, but give me some kind of like basic card game, and I'm happy with that. I've played plenty of bad card games.
He really has.
But if I download a game because I want it to be a card game, I want it to be a card game. I want it to involve that strategy of cards and not of an action RPG. Because if I want an action RPG, Dungeon Hunter is the best RPG that there is on freaking Android devices, and I would have downloaded the hell out of that. So yeah, that got removed from my phone real quick.
Yeah, I did the same thing with what was that? I think it was the Iron Man tie-in game that came out because they're like, hey, it's normally $5 or it's gonna be $5 later. Get it now and it's free. And I was like, okay, cool. And it was kind of fun, but it was like a what's the type of game
one?
it is? Yeah, the one where you're always flying. You have to roll left and right to avoid obstacles, and then tap on the screen to shoot things. I was like, oh, okay, this is a cool first level, and that's all the game did. I was like, no, this is dumb. Why am I crap? Uninstall.
Yeah, It was not good. And it was from Mobage, who's done a lot of good games. It surprised me that this license, and I mean, basically, I mean, you were given the kingdom, and you opened up a wine store, and that was it. The other game I downloaded, because I've been on a superhero kick lately, was Ultimate Spider-Man, and that goes into the not bad category.
We talk like that's a good thing. Like, it's in the not bad, you know.
For a licensed game, yes, that's a good thing. It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen it or heard of it, Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, the running parkour type game.
It's like that, but with Spider-Man. And
oh, nice. Okay.
It's actually
and
it's
webs
not bad.
Instead of just running along existing structures.
Exactly. I mean, there's still a lot of running and jumping, but yeah, a lot of it is webs and web slinging and stuff like that. And you fight the bosses, and it's and they're the Spider-Man villains. You got the Shocker, you got Electro, you got the Rhino, you got Green Goblin.
Okay.
And I'm not very far in it, but it's still on my phone, and it's actually really enjoyable. Like I said, for a licensed game on Android.
And it was, how much was it?
It's free.
Oh. Do you have to do weird, pay to get more lives shenanigans, or?
No.
Nice.
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen an in-app purchase yet. Oh, yeah, speaking of in-app purchases, that's another thing of War Heroes pissed me off with. It was one of those, you have 10 energy, and once you run out of that, you have to wait 5 hours, or you can spend $1. Like,
yeah.
Nope.
Iron Man did something, it wasn't time-based, it was like if you get a crystal or something to recharge your arc reactor or something weird, but if you didn't want to wait, you could buy more. And I was like, I don't even want to play this type of level more than twice. Like, I want to do something other than fly around and like roll my tablet or phone to avoid oncoming obstacles. But it got old.
Yeah.
But that was Super Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Is it amazing or?
That's what I'm asking. I'm going to look.
Hold on.
Android.
Let me go to my apps.
I'm searching Google.
Hold on.
This is great radio.
Great radio.
It's a lie.
So what is Spider-Man Total Mayhem? What is that? Have you heard of that? Oh, that's
Spider-Man Unlimited, by the way.
Spider-Man Unleashed?
Unlimited.
Oh, Unlimited.
Unlimited. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. What is bad is I was recording Geek Toys yesterday, and everything was fine while I was recording it. I had the normal low-level hum that I got used to, and then I stopped recording it, and I'm getting ready to close down shop, and all of a sudden, the really bad sound that you guys normally hear when I hit something or did something stupid, it was that, but about 1,000 times worse.
Jeez.
I had to literally I ripped. These are expensive headphones, and I treat these things like freaking gold. They got thrown hard.
Yeah, no, I bet.
It was so loud and so bad, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna take a look at this thing and see if I can find something that's going on with it. So there's red and white cables in there, and I pull them out, and when I pull out, and everything is fine. I pull the white one out, and I hear just like that, and I'm like, what the hell was that noise? I'm looking around my room, and I'm like, the kids are asleep, Rachel's not home, what's making a noise? And I look down at the cable, and I'm like, the white cable looks weird. Why does it look weird? Wait, where's the prong? I look at the iRig mix, and the prong is still in the iRig mix, and it's buried in there. And I'm like, well,
yeah, it's not coming out. Not even tweezers could get that out of there. I was not a happy camper when I got home and saw that.
Yeah, that's never fun.
I did get a hold of ICAM Multimedia, and they're being very gracious about everything. I got to get them over some pictures, and they're going to handle everything. But
Cool.
yeah, that was rough. I'm like, I just got everything back up and running. I got the iPad that I have from work. Have a minimal soundboard on it. All right, let's do this. All right, do everything. Everything goes really well on the show, other than the phone ringing halfway through.
And that was my fault.
Because Rachel totally knew I was recording a podcast.
Nope. Didn't know. Had no freaking clue. Can't be blamed.
And like everything was fine, like minimal technical issues, everything like that. And I should have known something was going to happen. Because I can't record a podcast without something exploding.
Yeah, pretty much. That sounds about right.
It's true. It's true. It is what it is, CJ. You can't help the fact that you're just yeah.
All right, and now something Rachel and I are going to go on a little review for together. I forgot to cover this last week.
Oh, our
yeah,
movie?
The previous weekend, last weekend, not last weekend, the weekend before last, we got to go to a sneak preview of The Maze Runner.
That was on Wednesday?
Was it on? Was it the day before? Oh, it might have been the day before. Yeah, it was that Wednesday. It was the day before.
Wednesday.
Last Wednesday. We went to go to see a preview for The Maze Runner, the new movie based on the novel by the same name. And last time we got to see one of these sneak previews was Earth to Echo, and we didn't have a whole lot of things to say about that. We're like, all right.
Was Earth to Echo after Guardians? Or was it before?
No, it was before. It was before.
Okay.
Well, Guardians was also different. That was a Disney one, so I had more faith in that one. Regal sneak preview from GoFobo, which is fun to say. Last one we got to see was Earth to Echo, and I'm like, all right, I'm not expecting much, but it's a free movie. So I had no expectations, and it blew it out of the water. Like,
yeah, Maze Runner definitely.
It looked interesting. I just wasn't sure because it seemed like they were just. I didn't know it was based on the book, so I'll preface it with that. But it just seemed like one of those, hey, these kind of movies are doing well. Let's make one.
That's exactly what I said coming out of it. I'm getting kind of tired of the Hunger Games Kids in Trouble thing.
Yeah.
But this is a different level of Kids in Trouble. Like,
yeah,
majorly different level. It's not, let's pin them against each. Well, it isn't.
Spoilers. Spoilers. Wait, I have that somewhere. Hold on.
We're not gonna.
I'm not gonna go into detail.
I lied anyway. I don't have that clip.
No, if you've seen Hunger Games or
if you've read
Divergent,
it's very Divergent. If you've ever read any of the books by James Patterson of the Maximum Ride series, it's more that tone than it is Hunger Games. It's closer to Divergent. By the way, we saw that over the last week too, and that was actually that was
surprising.
For that Divergent, the Divergent series is one of my favorite books of all time.
Oh, nice.
And the movie actually, it stacked. It held up. I'm like, all right.
My wife had
willing to watch this again.
Yeah, Alicia had made one major gripe, and it was I'll just say eyeball, and that's the only thing that she
the guy with the eyeball. Yeah.
That was the only thing that she was frustrated with.
I said the same thing, and I'm like, wait, there's a character who's critical to the series.
Yes.
Who didn't get introduced, and also eyeball, and I'm like,
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So she was like,
this will be in the second movie because it's already been greenlit. It's already filming.
Right. But she's like, all right. Well, I mean, if he's gonna have to be in it, but then I guess maybe they'll go into it then. But it should have already happened. So we'll see how that goes.
They may also end up dragging it out. I mean, look at Mockingjay. Enough said.
Right. Yeah.
We're in the era of let's drag this out for as much as we can drag it out for because that's what we do.
Harry Potter.
See, no, Harry Potter had a reason. That was a 900-page book. The book was 2.5 inches thick.
It started a horrible.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And it's not going to go away anytime. Yeah. Need I say, Hobbit?
Yeah, the freaking Hobbit. What the hell?
That book is literally 186 pages, I want to say.
Something like that.
I'm seriously going to look this up, because this is
That's,
going to piss me off.
Well, she's
60,
looking at
60 pages per movie. Come on, 60 pages, and then you take each page and you got to spend at least 3 minutes on each page. So then you get 3 hours per book or per movie. Yeah, it works out.
Ugh.
Okay,
I still haven't seen this.
I can't stay awake through them. I am not a fan of the Hobbit movies, which makes me sad.
I saw the first one like that. I haven't watched the second one.
Okay, the Laurent edition is 400 pages. Let's do a regular print. Come on. I know I'm blind as
Can we just do a word count out of curiosity? Because pages can vary depending on spacing and, as you mentioned,
well, that's
text
why
size.
I said, the large print one.
So you're looking at probably about 300 and something pages.
No, I don't even think it's that many. The Hobbit There and Back Again is...
Extended movie tie-in edition, 7,000 pages.
Co-written
with
by Peter
pictures.
Jackson. Legolas is in it for no reason. By the way, that's one thing that really pisses me off about those
Put
movies.
it this way, the last stage starts on page 297.
Oh, the War of the Five.
It's 305 pages.
Yeah, Ugh.
Like, really? Do we really need 3 fucking 2-hour-long movies for that? No, we don't.
They're almost 3 hours long.
They're not the movies you need. Or, dang, they're not the movies you want. They're the movies you need.
No,
No,
I don't
they're
need
not.
them.
You could have put it into two.
No.
I could have dealt with 2, because then you could have done pretty much the first 2 movies in one and dealt with the War of the Five Armies in the second movie.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't need 15 minutes of barrel jumping, Legolas randomly appearing out of nowhere. I don't understand.
But he's an elf that doesn't really age, so why not put him in there? He's attractive and the ladies like him.
Because he doesn't exist in The Hobbit.
No, he doesn't. Like, seriously.
Back to the Maze Runner. It's very the Maze Runner was good enough for me to go out and immediately order the 4-book series off of Amazon.
Yep.
Like, I got home and I'm like, I'm ordering this. There's no ifs or ands or buts. I am going to give the Maze Runner a solid 9 out of 10 Tito's.
Nice.
The only thing is the only issue that I have is it's all kid actors. So and
it's Ferb cursing.
Yeah, you do have Ferb cursing, which is astounding.
What is Ferb cursing?
Ferb from Phineas and Ferb, the guy that voices Ferb.
Oh, okay. All right.
He plays one of the lead kids in it.
I didn't know if this was
spoiler,
some kind of...
no, he does not have anything massive happen to him, and I love his character. But he goes, he would tell you to get off your ass, and I'm like, oh, Ferb said ass!
But yeah, it's a solid 9 out of 10 to me anyway. You do deal with the kid actors. Like you have the kid actors. You have the best friend from the MTV Teen Wolf as the main character, Thomas. You have the guy who plays Ferb. You have a couple people that have been in Harry's Law. You have the kid who played Eugene maybe from Prince Caspian and the Dawn Treader.
Oh, okay.
I think it was it Eugene?
Eustace.
Eustace. It's like, no, that.
You have him in it, but like you have those are strong characters, and then the rest of the kids are kid actors, and they're really not that great. That's literally
and like the bad thing. Kid acting, not what's her the chick. Oh, God, the little girl who's no longer that little. She's probably 15 now. Dakota Fanning. Sorry, like not.
Dakota Fanning's like 20.
She's 20. Good God, we're all getting old. Anyway, I still remember her as like
just
a 7-year-old.
Just you.
Shut it. I still remember her as like a 7-year-old, and I'm like, how do you act this well? That is not right.
Hey, I called it. She's 20.
I think it's kind of creepy that you're keeping up with her age.
Well, now she's legal. Of course he's going to. Who are you kidding?
She's not that hot. I was a lot more interested when Emma Watson became 18.
You and just about every other hot-blooded male on the planet.
Yep. But yeah, but the thing is the Maze Runner book from what I'm only like it's a young adult book, so it's very short chapters, a pretty short read. I'm 9 chapters in, and it's already pretty different from the movie.
Okay, so question: do you prefer, on average, do you prefer watching and then reading, or reading and then watching?
I prefer to watch and then read, only because movies never stack up to the book in my world.
Right.
And the one time I have read and then gone to the movie, see Aragon.
Well,
I cried.
I read and then went to go see the Harry Potter book, or the 6 and 7, and I enjoyed those. But it's probably because I got led in by the movies.
Okay.
I got led into the series, but I watched 1 through 4, and then read the books.
See, I can't think of a time recently where I've A, read a book, but B, read a book and then seen the movie tie-in. So it's been a long time. So I vaguely remember the facts anyway, and the movie it points out all the things that I remember. So it's
I do enjoy watching and then reading, but Hunger Games so far has stacked up book versus movie. Obviously, there's been some differences.
Right.
Divergent.
That's going to be
also,
any book's movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally different target demographic.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. I mean, whereas there's no gratuitous like I say nudity, but lingering bra shots from How I Met the Stars girl in Divergent.
Okay.
She likes to take off her shirt, by the way. Everything I've seen her in, she's taking off her shirt. Which, I mean, she's an attractive young lady, but I'm like, man, she's in her bra a lot.
If you've got it, flaunt it. I don't.
guess. But like, I mean, like,
she's not that hot.
She's not. I'm not saying she's that hot. I'm saying she's an attractive young lady. I mean, she's not horrible to take off her bra or take off her shirt, but it's just like, but that didn't happen in the book. There's no reason for her to have ripped off her shirt in the movie, other than the fact that
it's called fan service. Deal with it.
Yeah. It's a shift in target demographic. You're going from young adults who read,
who have imaginations,
versus usually older people to go see movies. So you have to make that shift there, or else you're not going to sell any tickets to the movies. But back onto the Maze Runner. I really liked it. 9 out of 10 for me. What are you going to give it, Rachel?
Actually, I'm probably going to give it a 9 out of 10 too, only because I was really quite impressed by it. It takes a lot to impress me in a movie, and you know that. But this is a movie, and I can safely say that I have not white-knuckle squeezed anybody's hand in a movie for a very long time. And CJ and I were so enthralled by it, I guess.
Yeah, it's a thriller, man.
Like, it had me at one point literally wrapped around CJ's arm going and not breathing, because you're sitting there going, come on, no. And it cuts in the worst plot, and you're like, but.
That's the perfect spot, though.
But you don't do that to me, and I'm like sitting there curled up on my chair, and CJ's laughing at me. He's like, it's okay, but no, getting very angry. And what does CJ do? He laughs at me.
Of course. I mean, it's that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we're good at.
So yeah, 9 out of 10 on that.
Go
worth your money. Yeah, definitely worth your money. Go see it.
I'm actually toying with the idea of going and seeing it a second time. And as you guys know damn good and well, unless I really, really like the movie, I do not go and see it multiple times, especially not in the theaters.
Yeah.
It's too expensive to.
Except Earth 2 Echo
really
sucked ass. pass. We did not spend a dime on it, nor will I spend a dime on it.
Nope. Like I said, I'm just waiting for that shoe to drop, and it's going to be on Netflix here very soon.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
mark
going to
my
give
words.
it, another month and a half, and it'll be on Netflix. No skin off my. At that point, my kids can watch it because it's a very family-friendly movie. Yeah, I would not say.
Just not a family wallet-friendly movie.
Nope.
Yeah, no. No, if the kids were still, able to get in for nothing.
Yeah, but then you
they
would still have
weren't.
to pay. So
Yeah.
See, I would totally pay if I could get all four of us in for the price of two of us.
Nah,
I would.
I wouldn't. Not for Earth to Echo.
I would pay for all four of us for the price of one.
Yeah, that I would do.
$250? Sure, we can go see that. $250. But not $10 a person.
What movie theaters do you have?
There's dollar matinees. I'd go see Earth to Echo on a dollar matinee.
You guys have dollar matinees? I hate you.
We have $2.50 matinees and $5
I don't
matinees,
care. Our matinees are like $7.
Well, but do you have the theaters that do the movies that are about to go on DVD?
Not anywhere close and worth traveling to. No.
Now, see, if they did Earth to Echo for the summer movie at like the Regal that we have here, like I brought the kids to see Lego Movie for $1 each. That I would go see. But no.
I'm still surprised I don't own Lego Movie yet. That movie's freaking amazing.
I still haven't seen it.
It's awesome.
I know. I keep hearing it. We'll see it one day. We'll see. Josiah's been watching. I don't know if we talked about that last week or not. Josiah was watching. It's one of the Lego shorts that's based off of Adventures characters, I think. Basically, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. But he watches it. Well, it was a couple weeks ago. He was watching it repeatedly. He watched it at my grandparents' house, or his grandparents, my parents' house. While we were at Dragon Con, evidently he found it there and watched it. I don't know how many times. My dad ended up getting lost in Wikipedia trying to figure out where Mjolnir came from and all the random history, and he got lost in Wikipedia.
Mew, mew.
Pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Mew mew.
All right. So Rachel, what have you been up to?
School, more school. I got my new practicum placement. As most of you know, I did my first practicum in a BE resource room with 3rd through 5th graders here locally. And, kids coming in and out, most of them in the mainstream classrooms. This semester is going to be a little bit different. I am in a self-contained resource room with 12 students. Some with Down syndrome, some with autism spectrum, 2 of them that are completely deaf. So I'm learning sign language, which is fun. And of course, that means that my kids are not going to learn certain signs. And CJ got to see firsthand that I taught Kiara mommy and caterpillar and no and stop today. Which is great fun because I'm sitting there doing no to Kia in the backseat as she's crying and she keeps going, Mommy! Which was just hysterical. And CJ's going, what is she doing? I said, that's the American Sign Language for mommy or mom.
Nice.
Mother. And he goes, where did she learn that? I'm like, hi, I need to learn how to sign for, my students. At least, certain words like potty, sit down, stop, time, caterpillar. I just think caterpillar's cute.
Necessary word.
It's caterpillar. No, we have one student. Names obviously aren't going to be coming out. We have one student who she's listed as fully deaf, but my CCT, who is also graduated from SPC back in 2005, so almost 10 years ago now, was standing up with her back to said deaf child, or hearing impaired child, I should say, disciplining one of the Down syndrome students who's sitting there with his fingers shoved in his face because he's a very oral fixated child. So he's sucking on his thumb and biting on his fingers and all this other crap. And she's sitting there going, no, no, no. And behind her, this little girl's going, no, 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 no. She had her back. There is no way this child could have known what my CCT was saying. But she's going, like the I know what you're doing face and going, no, 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 behind my CCT. And I almost lost it from the other side of the room. Just like, oh, this is... Went over and I said, there is no way that she's not hearing something. She's, okay, maybe she's reading body language. I'll give her that much because she's been with her since kindergarten, and this child is now actually in second grade. It's kindergarten to second grade that we have in there. And they all pretty much function on a 4-year-old, 3 to 5-year-old level.
Ish, yeah.
Thereabouts. And I quote my CCT, your 3 and 4-year-old at home probably function at higher levels than these guys do. But they're all absolutely adorable kids, and they're really good kids for the most part. We also have the child who is the Energizer Bunny on speed. You guys know that I talk fast. This child sits and recites all day, from beginning to end, episodes of SpongeBob, verbatim. He also recites conversations that Mommy and Daddy have at home, word for word.
That could be
Not
interesting.
such pretty words, especially at that time. She goes, you really don't want to listen to them. And I'm like, I think I kind of do. And she goes, good luck. So I'm sitting there as they're getting ready for their rest time or nap time. It's rest time because nap time doesn't exist in elementary school. So it's right after lunch, the rest time that they get. And, oh, the words that were coming out of this child's mouth. I looked at my CCT and I went, I don't think I'm old enough to hear this conversation. I'm going to shut it out now. And he's 6 or 7. No, 6, I want to say. But the fact that he remembers all this, he is autistic spectrum and ADHD, like major ADHD. And unmedicated, so that makes it even more fun. And my CCT is actually labeled with autism spectrum. And basically she was told when she was younger, her psychiatrist or doctor turned around and said she's never going to make anything of herself, and she's working on her PhD right now, so there's that. But she's awesome, and it's going to be a very interesting semester. Very interesting semester. And I've got to do almost 120 hours of work in the schools, so yeah, very interesting.
I will tell you, like I tell Alicia every day she comes home while pregnant and working with 8 2-year-olds. More power to you, because I couldn't do it.
Yep.
It really, and I think I think Alicia will agree. It takes a special kind of crazy to want to do.
I agree.
Work with these kids, especially when they're younger, and even more so when any of them are special needs.
You can keep that superpower. I do not want it.
Right.
Like, you guys both know I have no patience for people. I have no patience whatsoever. But when I have a 6-year-old autistic boy who's deaf come over to me, take my hand and put my hand to his chin, and that's his way of giving kisses, and just sit there and pet my hand and staring up, because we've got the alphabet up at the top of the wall over the whiteboard, and I'm sitting in front of the whiteboard, and he just takes my hand and he's sitting there petting it, staring at the letters. And he looks down at my hand, smiles, kisses the top of my hand, and goes back to petting it, and just completely up enthralled with his letters. That made my day on Thursday, or on Wednesday, yesterday. That was what I needed to make me realize, you know what? It's rainy and gloomy outside. I feel like shit, and I really did feel like shit yesterday. But here's a little boy that can find just a smile, goes back to his letters. He's seen me all of 6 whole hours, and the assistant that works with him full time goes, he doesn't do that with just anybody.
Nice.
And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, the hand to the chin is a kiss. And I'm like, I figured that much. She goes, most people would have thought that he was going into bite because he's a snaggletooth little bit of a thing, but oh God, is he adorable. And just the warm little smile, hand to the chin, and back to petting it like it was a kitty cat. And I'm like, oh, what makes him happy? She goes, he's completely deaf and he's autistic, extreme autism, but he looked me in the eye. So that autistic children do not look people in the eye, ever. So
Yeah.
that made me feel all warm and fuzzy for the rest of the day, even though it was gloomy and raining and monsooning and crappy out, and these kids were, oh my God, bound up in a room for 8 hours, of which I was only with them for 3 hours and 10 minutes. So it's going to be an adventure. I'm going to be stressed to hell and back. I may or may not be on the show every week, but it is what it is. This is my life.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel, for joining us, by the way, this week. It was Jazz is on vacation, so we're like, but long enough
and
to do it.
as you can see, I'm hiding in the dark because it's just been that kind of day, and I am still working on classwork. My laptop, my screen on my laptop, so if I actually look like I'm looking at the camera, it's because I'm talking to you guys on the other screen, and I want to see reactions. Because I'm a special case.
Well, it's just like I can completely understand having those days because like today, Alicia came home. Actually, she sent me a message before she got home, and just said, "Hey, do you mind cooking?" I was like, "Whatever." She's like, I can't." I was like, "Okay."
Just the other night.
I'm like, A, you're pregnant. B, you just dealt with
CJ.
2-year-olds for 8 hours. Like, yes, I can cook. I don't mind.
What Wednesday was fun. I got up. I went to my classroom. I got there at a couple minutes after 10 because of the rain. I was aiming for 10. It ended up being a little after 10. I stayed there until 1. I ran home, keeping in mind I did breakfast for my two here at the house before I left the house. So I left here at 9:40 in the monsoon, downpour, thunder, lightning, friggin' buckets of rain coming down. Took me 15 minutes to get the 5 minutes around the corner. Spent 3 hours and 10 minutes with my kids over there. Came home, pulled Kia's hair up into a braid or into a ponytail, got her in the car, got her to school, did an hour and a half of schoolwork for myself at Starbucks without any kids. Dropped the car seat off at our friend Sarah's house because she picks up Kia when I'm at school on Wednesday nights. And then went up to school from 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock. So I had 13 hours out of the house where my children didn't see me. I walked into this house and AJ goes, "Mommy, I missed you." And made me crawl into bed with him until he would fall asleep. And every time I went to get up, he'd wrap his arm around me and go, "No, Mommy, I want cuddles. Mommy wants to go to bed."
Josiah did that the other day. He knows how to keep me from making him go to bed, and it's hard to resist. So he'd be like, "No, I just want hugs." And I'm like, "Okay." And then like try to set him down and bring him upstairs. "I want another hug." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." And then he just keeps going. And I'm like, "You know what? I don't even care. It's fine."
Yeah, AJ's at the point where he comes out and goes, "I want to cuddle you."
It's very hard to say no.
And it's like,
Agreed.
No, you really need to go to bed because if I start cuddling you, I'm never going to get my stuff done, and it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's still hard to say no.
Yeah. Very.
So that leaves me with Jared. What did you do this week?
Yay! So the LG headsets that we've talked about in the past, the crazy, weird, buggy things. It's been doing this weird thing on my work phone previously, where after a phone call, maybe 2, I would not be able to hear any phone call audio. Whether I'm whether I'm trying to use the Bluetooth headset or I've turned it off and turned off Bluetooth, I still can't hear anything. I have to restart the phone. And I was like, oh, that's really weird. And I figured it was just a work phone, that model with this headset. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's some weird incompatibility, some bug. Who knows? I don't know. So I hadn't worried about it. But then I started experiencing the same problem on my personal phone as well. I was like, okay, that's really odd. So I decided to reset both phones, which I always forget how much of a pain it is to reset up my phone the way I like it, because I use some of her podcasts, but then I have it set up for work with specific apps on particular screens, and evidently a new version of Android, when you wipe your phone, it wipes the SD card, so that was fun.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, not a huge deal. I didn't lose anything major, but it was like all my ringtones that I had set that I'm used to listening for with my work phone, I pick odd ones that no one else uses so that I can tell it's my phone going off.
Yeah.
I have to go back and find them all now because I have no idea if they're not on the SD card. The folders are still there, but there's nothing in the folders. So I don't know if I accidentally checked something when trying to restart the phone or reset the phone. I'm pretty sure I double-checked the checkbox for erasing the SD card was not checked or not marked. I used the word check like 4 times in a sentence, and that was weird.
You check the check?
Right. I double-checked the checkbox to make sure it wasn't checked before I checked to restart my phone and check off the checkbox. But I'm pretty sure I didn't mark that box to erase my SD card, but something happened, everything's gone. So all my downloaded pictures, which isn't a big deal, but just the stuff I know was on that SD card is not there anymore. So, and it's not just the audio files. So I'm having to re-download those, and I'll try to find them all. The funny story about that is I'm going through Zedge or Zedge, however you say the app,
Zedge.
On Android that lets you get wallpapers, ringtones, notifications.
Heart Zedge.
Yeah, I Mirror Zedge. I tried to find my old ringtone.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. I couldn't find it, but I was searching for Mega Man because I knew it was a remix of a Mega Man, the Mega Man 2 theme, I think. I can't remember the name of the song, unfortunately. But in the process of looking for it, I found a song that makes my son laugh uncontrollably, and I think I have it still pulled up on Zedge. Or not. So I will try to search for that while talking about the other thing. So Doomsday Preppers is a show on Nat Geo that I find incredibly hard to not watch. No, okay. So I know these, like, there are actually, so I've watched about 4 episodes, and they have 3 people each, roughly. There are some people that I can see what they're doing, and I'm like, all right, cool, you live in the middle of nowhere, like you're in the middle of Arizona, nothing else around you. Why not have a farm and prepare for the inevitable? Well, I mean, what they think is the inevitable. Why not? But then you have these other people who are like, yeah, I live in downtown Los Angeles, and I'm going to live off the land in Los Angeles if there's an earthquake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they bring up the point. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show, but they have
yes.
They talk about their plan, and then the experts, whoever those people are, come through and judge them on their preparedness, essentially. And the guy in the city, they're like, yeah, it's admirable that you know all this about herbs and what you can eat and what you can't eat. But if there's an earthquake, do you really think all that stuff's going to survive long enough for you to survive long term? Like, you should have a backup plan. Just throwing that out there. And he was like, yeah, I see what you're saying, but I'm just going to ignore it anyway. And I'm like, you're crazy in the first place, so I'm going to move on to the next person because this I shouldn't enjoy watching, but I do. So Doomsday Preppers is just... I don't even call it a guilty pleasure because I'm not really guilty about it. I just think it's funny to watch crazy people prepare for things that probably won't happen and then still be bad at it. So there was one guy who had a farm, and you're like, okay, cool, he's got a farm, and then you realize he's
Old McDonald.
No. You realize he's got like bad knees, bad hands, like he can't do anything major for himself. So sure, you've got food saved up, you've got some weapons, you can operate in a ham radio, but you have no one there to help you do any of this. So if the world goes to crap, you can't man that farm on your own, so you're kind of screwed. So it was just I don't know why I enjoy watching those type of shows where it's Hoarders is almost the same thing, but I get a little more out of Hoarders because I watch Hoarders and I go, man, my house is not that bad.
You're right.
Well, then my second thought is I don't want it to get that bad, so I'm gonna go clean some. Like it's like a little jump start to get everything cleaned up. So I get a little something out of it. All right, so the track I was talking about earlier that I found is Mega Man 3 Vocaloid, and it makes my son crack up. And I'm gonna record his laugh one day to let you guys hear it because he has
a killer laugh.
it's an infectious
Yes,
belly
he
laugh.
does.
It's
Oh my
great.
God.
All right, so here's what he hears, and he loves it. Oh, come on, Wi-Fi. God, all that build up for nothing. Sorry.
Come on, Wi-Fi. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
It's
Come
trying
on,
to stream it.
Wi-Fi.
Come on, I should have downloaded it earlier, but I didn't. Let's try this one. There it is.
Nice.
And he busts out laughing every time. It's great.
Though I think I need that ringtone now. Where's my phone?
Yeah, that one was Mega Man Enemy Vocal.
All right, I'm on it.
Yep.
I need that ringtone.
But anything that says Voca or Vocal or anything like that under Mega Man and Z-Edge has that bit of, the la la la's, whatever we want to call it. But he loves every single one of them, and it cracks up, and it's great. We had a ton of fun playing probably 15 of them earlier today. It was a lot of fun. If you got a 3-year-old who enjoys goofy things, which most 3-year-olds do, feel free to pull that stuff up because he cracked up, and I assume most kids will.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it. Other than that, I don't think I've had anything new going on this week. We already talked about the stupid water leak. Ugh. Resetting phones, which was fun. I'll report back to see if I finally figured everything out next week. We'll see. And if the Bluetooth headset stopped being dumb, which I'm hoping this fixes it. Because the only thing I didn't mention about that is the only common thread I can find is an app that's designed to give you better functionality with like reading text messages and alerts for the headset from LG. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that was installed roughly the same time, and I don't see how that would have broken it. But I think that's the only thing I can think of that would have caused a weird issue. Yes, that's it. That's the one he loves. Is that the Vocaloid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one he loves.
Nice. Download.
Yep. It'll drive people nuts, but it's fun.
I'm for it. Well, then again, I'm the person with the Angel theme as his default ringtone. So.
No shame there on my end.
Oh yeah. Now that Jazz isn't here, by the way, also real quick Angel update. Season 4 is awesome. But really weird.
What happens in season 4? Just so I have a reminder what season it is.
It's where Cordy comes back. Cordy leaves, becomes higher being, comes back, loses her mind, does her surrogate son, and then that's where I'm up to right now.
Okay.
Cordelia shacked up with Connor, and that got weird fast.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm like, and I was talking to Daryl, almost to Dr. Shaler, because if I don't say his name once, his wife doesn't think he's internet famous anymore. But I think he's probably listening to this live while he's trying to sleep.
Go to bed!
But he and I were talking about this earlier. He's like, yeah, sexing up your surrogate mom. I go, Rachel and I were actually talking about this the other day, like the Olsen twins. I grew up watching them on like Full House. I loved freaking Full House for some unknown reason. And now they're like trying to be sexy and crap like that. I can't see them. This woman in All But Blood was this kid's mother.
Yeah.
And not okay. There's no way that a sane person or any person would do that. And I understand it's Whedon being Whedon and convoluting plots, but man, just no.
Icky.
Yeah. Well, why is the bad man touching his mother like that?
Daddy doesn't like.
Oh, an uber-brooding angel standing outside the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had to be weird.
Just a little.
as hellfire rains down behind him. It's like, man. Also, nothing gets you hotter than hellfire raining outside your window. And apparently the plot gets even more convoluted. Like, just is weird stuff happened in 2002, like season 7 Buffy and season 4 Angel. Just weird.
Somebody put something in the water of
Whedon, yeah.
Whedon's water. That his water supply got is it tarnished? No, what's the word I'm looking for?
Tainted.
Tainted. Yeah.
He just needs to stop smoking crack. That's the long and short of it.
He had a tainted water supply.
Yeah, and he wrote some there had to be he wrote some
craft services somebody got some odd food into craft services
on the same day that he. By the way, every time somebody said craft services for the longest time growing up, I thought they meant the mac and cheese company.
Oh, nice. That's all they serve? Macaroni and cheese?
Yeah, just macaroni and cheese. I'm like, man, it'd be, when I was younger, I'm like, dude, it'd be awesome to be an actor. I get to eat macaroni and cheese all day. What do you mean? The craft services table. They just bring out mac and cheese, right? No, that's not what that means. It's with a C. And they're actually, I'm like, but now it doesn't sound as fun.
But that's not as good. What do you mean they have bagels? I don't like bagels.
Yeah, right? Bread.
And wraps? What? No, that was probably before wraps. Those weren't popular then.
Yeah, it was just, I'm like, all right. And then, yeah, that was when I was little. But
yeah.
So, yeah, Angel update. It's getting weird. I'm about halfway through season 4.
But the good kind of weird.
Ish. The Beast finally showed up.
I still just love that show, so I need to go back and watch it.
Dude, I'm not saying anything negative in any way, shape, or form. I am still absolutely in love, and I'm gonna run it through definitely to the end, and just. Oh, and we started watching Firefly over the weekend, Rachel. What are you thinking of that so far?
I kind of dig it.
You should. Another really good show. A lot shorter.
Yeah.
Oops. On Fox's part. I think it was Fox. Yeah, it was Fox that canceled
Fox,
that. They canceled everything. That's the running joke, right?
Yeah, the weird thing is Fox is now under very different management than it was then. They understand there's such a huge fan draw to it.
And now they're like, oh, yeah, we're not going to cancel anything. What is it? Bones, that's been going for 9 seasons. I actually like Bones.
Oh my God.
I haven't watched it in a couple, but I enjoy Bones. I don't know if it should have kept going this long, but why not?
They had to cancel House. All the actors were wanting to quit. They're like, we don't want to cancel you. You're bringing in too much money. And
right.
Hugh Laurie's all like, no, I want to actually be British again.
Well, and it's like, all right. I mean, how many crazy scenarios can you eventually come up with? You've got to start running out of some.
Yeah. And yeah, but yeah, so I'm loving Angel. Rachel's liking Firefly. We're all sorts of weeding up the house. All right.
So wrong, doesn't it?
Are you done on your end, Jared?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. I'm going to tell a little story here before we go into intermission time. And I'm actually going to send this the video I took today to said artist that I'm going to mention here in a couple seconds. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Play some ads, listen to some music. Music that we're playing this week is My Simple Pop song from Professor Shy Guy.
And there is a reason for us.
For a particular reason, yes. We're in the car, and we've been listening to him a lot. Getting buzz. Okay.
It's just Azevedo talking about Winter Soldier. It's okay.
Okay. We're in the car we're coming home from Starbucks, and been listening to Professor Shy Guy, because he curses a lot, but not in his music. So we've been listening to a lot and Kia loves Doctor Who Am I? And
nice.
Love. I want to listen to the Captain Jack song, Daddy.
Yeah.
All right. And she also loves Simple Pop song. And then I taught her the dance. At Dragon Con that he taught everybody in the after party, which is a very simple: wave your hands in the air during the first part of the chorus, point down to the second part of the chorus, shake your booty during the third part of the chorus. She does that in the car all the time. To
Yes.
this point. She wants to listen to the song over and over again, and now I have a video of her doing it, and I'm gonna send it to Professor Shy Guy.
Awesome.
I think he will get a kick out of it. So yes, ads and then My Simple Pop Song from Professor Shy Guy. All right, stay
Have you ever
tuned.
purchased a pair of headphones only to find that they fall apart a few months later and you have to buy a new pair? Or end up finding a pair that you love so much they sound great, they just don't match your style? Go check out Tweaked Audio. They've got 7 styles with and without microphones and 6 great colors. They also have wood, which is not a color. These headphones are designed to sound great for music and talk and engineered for durability. Tweaked even believes in their product so much they've given us a lifetime guarantee. Head on over to geek-io.com/tweaked to check them out. And don't forget to use our code GEEK and get 33% off your order, plus free shipping.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is JD from How It Stacks here to talk to you about ProXPN. It is a private VPN, which basically means it is going to mask your IP address, protecting your data. So if you're out on the interwebs doing things you might not need to be doing, or if you're banking online overseas, it will help mask your data and keep it completely private. And you can do this for only $6.25 a month regularly, or you can use Geek20 for 20% off. So it's a pretty stellar deal, guys. And I'm just going to be honest, with all of the stuff that we've had going on, it's a good idea to invest in something like ProXPN.com. So I am JD, and I approve this message.
Check out This Working Droid with Headphones Neil, bringing tips and tricks Monday through Friday on using technology a little bit better, be it things you know and stuff you don't. Subscribe at Geek.io today.
Still on the fields of the modern concrete fad. But then he died of fatigue, making music all day. He never got to say, my simple pop song is kind of complicated. It could go wrong if I overcomplicate it. Repetition, 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 repetition. Simplify, simply dance, dance, dance. I look into his lap so I could steal his notes. We start with 4 on the floor and a simple fat synth bass. The vocal line should remain very subtle and pure. Then throw some words or some sounds and fill up this blank space. Whoa! Then stir it up till the beat travel to the dance floor. You need not add too much more. My simple pop song is kind of complicated. It could go wrong if I overcomplicate it. Repetition, 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 repetition. Simplify, simplify, simply dance, dance, dance. Now for pop song. Bring it down. Beneath the bridge, we don't have to leave a thing. As a question, any argument. Now it's just me and you and bass. Feels like we're face to face. And drums. We have to keep this short. The outro must come. Shall we? My simple pop song is kind of complicated. overrated. My simple pop song, it's simply replicated. It could go wrong if I overcomplicate it. Repetition, 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 repetition. Satisfy, simply dance, 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 pop song.
Oh, yeah. Freaking love it. The guy can do no wrong. That was, once again, Professor Shy Guy with My Simple Pop Song off of his 2010 album, Geekotica. Over on ProfessorShyGuy.bandcamp.com. It was on sale last week. Still maybe. Not 100% sure. It was his birthday last week. So, happy birthday, Brant.
Happy belated birthday.
All right. And if you want to get a hold of us, because, listening to the show, feedback at geek-io.com. Geek-io.com is the website that you want to go ahead and go over to. We're on all of the social media type things. You know what those are. Yeah.
We're still taking an anonymous survey like always. If you look in the notes for every show posting, you should see this. Or if you're feeling froggy, it's geek-io.com/full survey or short survey. I still haven't made the shortcut for just survey. I should probably do that. Did you do that? Oh, good.
I thought I made that.
Try /survey. It doesn't work. Send us a tweet and blame CJ.
Yes. Well,
let us know what you like or don't like about the show. We'd love to take your feedback and improve the show. Obviously, we don't know what you like or don't like if you don't tell us. So please do.
I say blame CJ anyway, just because it's fun.
Works for me. Done.
Pretty much my MO. And if you want to help us out, want to get some better equipment, want to hear some better sound quality, don't want us to play ads during the break, head over to patreon.com, patreon.com/geekio. Help us out a little bit. It helps out the entire network, gets more shows on the network, helps out How It Stacks, helps out us, helps out everybody.
Send CJ to Pensacon. Come on, guys.
Yeah, exactly. It will definitely 100% send me to Pensacon if you guys help me out a little bit here. All right. So let's go ahead and move on.
Wait for it. My phone won't unlock because it's old. And here we go.
Time to escape right now. I'm not serious. What I do. So what I do isn't very nice.
Time-wimey stuff.
Oh, geek out.
Wibbly wobbly. Timey-wimey.
Indeed.
Stuff.
And that's very accurate because I could not think of anything that all three of us could really talk about except for the one thing that we've shared and something that we are all pretty familiar with is the Doctor Whom.
Oh, doctor, my doctor. Oh, wait. That's a...
And
oh no, I'm completely with Oh Doctor, My Doctor. Okay, I started off with Matt.
First. I want to give a fair warning that we are going to spoil the season 8 episode 1 episode.
Just episode 1, because I haven't seen the rest either.
Yeah, which is what the hell was the name of that one?
It's something about dinosaurs, I think.
That's not the name of the episode.
Oh, spoilers.
Episode 1, episode list. I want to give the full name of the episode because that's fun. List episode. Deep Breath. There we go. We're going to spoil Deep Breath fully. So if you have not watched it or have no interest in watching it, you might want to come back a different time.
Well, no. If you have no interest in watching it, then it doesn't matter. You won't mind us hearing talk. Nope.
Words are hard.
You won't mind hearing us talk about it.
Yes.
Hopefully.
But if you have not seen it, we are going to spoil it.
Oh, spoilers.
So, yes. August 23rd, 2014 was a dark day in Doctor Who history. No, not really. Rachel, you were saying, go ahead and finish your thought.
I started watching Doctor Who with Matt Smith. I freaking love Matt Smith. I love that he's quirky. I love that he's crazy.
He has
I
a
love
chin
that
can cut
he.
diamonds.
Yeah. And he looks fabulous in a fez. But that's beside the point. Um, I've got a couple friends who are going, well, I'm not going to watch the new Doctor. He's old. Newsflash! Matt Smith's Doctor was old when he, quote, regenerated. Please regenerate younger than when his regeneration started.
Well,
That means that if he's really fucking old when the regeneration starts, he's gonna come back with some gray hairs. Deal with it.
Well, the main problem is some people have an issue with they want to have a reason to enter the blue box with the creepy alien man who just randomly shows up at your house.
And having an attractive man doesn't hurt that.
No, it doesn't. But at the same token, I'm 31. I have fallen in love with Peter Capaldi's Doctor. I wouldn't necessarily say I'd want a romantic relationship with him. No. My reason for hopping in the blue box with him is because he's fucking hysterical. And he's cynical, and he's kind of a douchebag, but that makes it even better.
Yeah. And I'm right there with you on that one. No, he's not the handsome man that you've had since 2005. It's not Chris Eccleston. It's not David Tennant. It's not Matt Smith.
I wouldn't say Christopher Eccleston's a cute man. I think he played a good doctor.
Looking.
I think he played a good doctor. Oh, I'm cute. Maybe that's just me.
No, he's not cute. He's definitely an interesting character.
Agreed.
I would definitely take Matt or
Tennant
in a second over him. But then again, I would take Peter Capaldi over him because, well, he's Scottish and that accent. Oh God, that accent.
Okay, so those who watched the episode know how it started off with, know how. God, we're not going to go like 3 hours on this one. We're just going to real quick go over it.
No,
kind of give an overview of it. It's definitely a different Doctor. He's sometimes hard to get adjusted to, sometimes hard to understand, but he's different, but in a good way, in my opinion.
And he's going through that weird transition. And I like the way they handled it because, as Rachel just said, he's not a
doctor we're necessarily going to like. He's going to be a doctor that we need. And CJ and I said this before.
He is not. He's goofy, yes, but he's also kind of a jerk, and maybe not even on purpose, but because of the quote unquote nature of the regeneration. We're going to talk about it like it's real. He's still trying to figure out who he is, but also all past 13. I don't know how you want to count it. 13-ish previous generations. All those memories are still jumbled up in his head still. So the fact that he's trying to remember Clara's name and then calls her somebody else and then tries to point at.
Doesn't he call her Amy once in the episode?
I don't think they went that far.
No,
I don't think they went that far.
He did say, "I miss Amy." He did when Amy was around.
Yeah, but he also he called Potato Head Clara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can't think of his name. Strax.
Oh my God, Strax is the best thing to happen to television ever.
But the whole episode was actually a lot of fun. It starts off with a dinosaur that ate the TARDIS. So I mean, you're going to be along for a fun ride when your whole thing starts with a dinosaur that ate the TARDIS in London in it wasn't present day. Was it present day or was it?
Yeah, they returned to it was Victorian era.
It was Victorian because of the next part is where it starts getting. I don't know. I'm torn on the clockmaker or the clock clockwork.
Oh, the clockwork
guys.
droids coming
Yeah.
back. Jesus Christ!
Well, I don't
All
know.
the freaking villains to come back. The damn clockwork droids. What the hell?
Well, my frustration is he came back to the clockwork people, and he's in Victorian London, but then it's the same thing where they don't go back and revisit past interactions. So, like, for instance, in this one it's Madame Pompadour. Obviously that doesn't happen, even though and that should have...
They mention her.
Something should have happened. Yeah, but I mean, you don't actually interact with her. And then it brings me back to, and both of these are Tenet episodes, so you have to forgive me, but
Yes.
Tenet. The episode where Shakespeare, where they interact with Queen Elizabeth II, I believe.
Yep.
And she's like, "Doctor!" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what I did, but we should probably run. That doesn't look good." And then they never talk about it ever again. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, it was so frustrating to...
Well, they do technically talk about it in the 50th.
Yes.
Okay.
He married her.
Yeah.
In that episode.
They did, okay.
And thus took away the title of the Virgin Queen.
They did, okay, they did go back. So that's 4-year frustration finally got covered.
Actually covered. They did the wedding in the. Episode.
Yeah. I just in the past I had always still been frustrated at that moment, but I didn't realize they actually covered it in the 50th because that was well after Tenet had left, and that that was just a pent up frustration in the back of my head for years.
Yeah.
So they did cover it. All right. Yeah, they missed an opportunity. I'm just gonna throw it out there. He could have at least gone and visited her or something. Like, obviously, he's not gonna get romantically involved, but it would have been really cool to at least do something more than a name drop. Personally, that's what I think. But
no, and if you're going to bring back a villain like that, well, Moffat does that a lot with his villains. The fact that he's bringing back a non-Moffat villain makes me give hope that we might see John Sim again. I really hope we see. I want to see Peter Capaldi's dry wit up against John Sim's manic master.
But, I don't know if will they? I guess they could.
Or at least get a new master. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a master against a Capaldi.
Okay, so this brings up a good question. Since we're geeking out about Doctor Who, I can't remember where I saw it, but it was the master, because of his rejection. Hold on. Jazz jumped in to the chat. Yeah, yes, it is what we do every time you leave. We talk about Doctor Who. Because
you're lame and don't watch Doctor Who.
Because you make me sad.
For reference, for those people listening, Jared Azevedo jumped in, listened live, and is in the chat room. So you should do that. Just throwing that out there. Thursdays.
Yeah, watch Doctor Who.
9 p.m. Central. So no, they brought up a good point, and they basically said, the Doctor is always saying, "I'm the last of the Time Lords," but he never says, "I'm the last of my people from Gallifrey."
Rachel and I actually literally just talked. There's
a thing going around the internet. You want to try that again?
This last week's episode does a lot with that.
Okay. All right.
And I'm ready to scream right now because you have not watched it, and
I haven't.
God.
Well, no. Okay. But my question goes back to the Master, because of he went crazy at like 7 when he saw the whole of time and space through the vortex. What's the name of the thing? Something they call it?
The time vortex or time egg or something.
Yeah, the time vortex. That sounds great. If you don't think we're right or if we're wrong, feel free to send us some feedback. Email feedback@geek-io.com. So my question would be, did he ever make it to the class of Time Lord, and does that does that
count?
Well, does that justify him still saying, "I'm the last of the Time Lords"?
There is a reason.
They do.
You need to watch it.
By the way, all right, something that I'm gonna little bit of a spoiler of the last episode. The Time Lord is officially a class that is not the race of Gallifrey.
Yeah, I knew that.
Gallifreyan. Stuff happens and things happen. And actually kind of get into the theory behind it. with some certain somewhat titular characters.
Okay.
And Todd Train motorcycle happens, and
Oh, I love that we can do that. I have no idea what's going on. And that's
Bed Doll Oswayne.
Okay.
For those who have watched this last episode, know exactly what I'm talking about.
Dan.
Let's put
Dan.
Susan out there. No. Those who watch Classic Who, very Classic Who, First Doctor Who, Susan. That's all I'm saying. First Doctor, Susan.
Huh. Sure.
Bud Long's thinking.
No, I don't think I don't understand the reference. So it'll be okay.
I'm not going to go into it any further.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, you're exactly right in the fact that he always says I'm the last of the Time Lords, which could be completely true. He could be the absolute last of the Time Lords, even with Gallifrey trapped in a pocket dimension. Sorry, I'm spoiling season 7 too, but
yeah.
With Gallifrey being in a pocket dimension, that still technically is true because there's no longer in the same universe a Gallifrey. It did burn, it did die, it did go away.
Well, no, what I meant was...
He never says he's the last of the Gallifreyans. He says
Right.
he's the last of the Time Lords.
Yeah,
which
so
could be true.
My question was more of around the Doctor, and you're talking about bringing him back, and I was like, well, I don't know if they ever qualified him as a Time Lord because he went crazy at 8, and he kind of got put in a whole other class of himself. I don't think he ever made it. At least I don't think they ever mentioned.
Well, they never get into the nomenclature of the Gallifreyans. Is everybody the blank, or do only Time Lords get to pick the blank as their their name?
Right, and then the other part is he technically had a watch, so I don't know if that's because they do mention it's for it's something that Time Lords put their essence into, but I don't know if man, this is such a weird. I don't know what's canon and not, or if it was just they're just now getting around to talking about some of this stuff, so it may not be. I'm going to use the word canon, but some of that may not be canon. And that's why he doesn't know he's maybe a Time Lord, maybe just Gallifreyan, whatever. They may not have thought of all this at the time. So
canon is always a weird term to throw around with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Russell T Davies at one time said, "What?" Somebody was asked, "What's canon?" He said, "Whatever you want it to be." So
nice. That's okay. Five Iron Frenzy somehow always gets into everything. For the longest time, Reese Roper, the lead singer, would never put out the meanings behind the songs that he writes because he always wanted it to be your interpretation. He was like, it doesn't matter what I think about it and why I wrote it. It's for you to listen to, and if it means that to you, then sure, like that it can be for you. And he's actually started putting some explanations behind the songs for the most recent album. None of the old stuff, but I don't know. It kind of, part of me is like, yeah, I get to understand what he was thinking, but part of me is like, oh, he bowed to the pressure of everybody around him. Dang.
Yeah.
Because he's always he's never given signatures. He's always been pretty cool about not wanting to be put on a pedestal, which I kind of respect from an artist in that respect. It's like, hey, I make music, you guys enjoy it, that's awesome. I'm still a person, so don't make me more than I am. And he would never sign his name. He would always sign like Harry Potter or something ridiculous. Like it would never be his name. It's great.
Well,
anyway,
it
just brings it back to
like I do with like you with Five Iron Friends and me with Shy Guy. He never puts his real name on a lot of things. He'll always sign it as Professor Shy Guy, not because that's his stage name, but because he doesn't want to be idolized as himself.
Right.
He wants you to appreciate his music. You can be okay with him as a human being.
Right.
All right. Like I said, I don't want to spend a whole ton of time on it, and I kind of want to finish before midnight.
Probably a good plan, especially for me.
In general, the first two acts of the episode were kind of weird because it was very obvious that this was the first time that any of them had acted together,
Right.
except for Capaldi and Clara.
And his
It-
eyebrows.
Yes.
Oh my
And
God,
his-
the
and
eyebrow,
his
the
eyebrows.
eyebrows.
Yes. But
They have
the-
a mind of their own.
I think that once the shroud came off of I'm sorry, I don't ever remember Lizard Lady's name.
I will find her name because I
Lizard
should
Leslie.
know it.
Lizard Leslie, that sounds good. Because why not?
She once the shroud came off, both physically and metaphorically, I think the episode became instantly better. Once they finally decided to pull back that, and it weirdly made Clara ageist. That never seemed in her character before. She never seemed like one of those kind of people that would be so wrapped up on looks.
Madame Vastra.
There we go.
Jenny
Vastra the
Strax.
Lizard Leslie.
Vastra, Jenny, and Strax.
Once they pulled back that veil, I think the episode got better. Everybody got back into character.
I think what pulled it together is the very thing that if you go back and watch Matt Smith's episode, it's there.
Well, that's the very
phone.
last. That's one of the very last things is that call out to fans and Clara. I love that phone call, by the way.
It's done to Clara, but
It's
So
complete
it's
what
fans
speaks
over.
right
so
to the
many
office,
fans
right to the audience.
needed.
Yeah, oh yeah. Just it's like basically just shut up. We know what we're doing. Just
It's
write
that
it out.
please help me. And the look that Capaldi gets on his face at the moment, because he knows that she's on the phone with him. He made the phone call. It is him. He knows he made the phone call. It's just a matter of waiting for it to happen. And the look that he gives to Clara is that look of that little boy, which is Matt Smith, that please help me look. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry I'm like this, but it's still me deep down. You just have to find me.
Can I say he is one of the most expressive actors I have seen in a very long time. Like in general, like and this is something I never noticed when he was doing when he did the Fires of Pompeii or even him and the Musketeers, but him as the Doctor, he is one of the most expressive faces. Like when he's looking at his face for the first time, and why this face? Why did I choose this face?
He knows that he's seen the face before, and he knows where he's seen it.
And
But
it's not the fact that it's like why am I old? It's like what did I do to why did I choose this face?
These wrinkles, they're not my wrinkles. These frown lines, I did not frown. No, he didn't. Unfortunately for Matt Smith's Doctor, the two people that influenced him the most.
Oh, that was Tennant.
Oh, sorry, Tennant, you're right. The two people that were the most influential in before his regeneration into Matt Smith are what has shaped him. And those that know Tennant would know Pompeii and... Who's CJ?
You're not talking about Rose, are you? No, Donna.
Thank you.
The people that they didn't like Matt Smith's Doctor, and I blame this solely on weird writing styles. Not just Moffat. Everybody who wrote episodes of 11 did weird thing where they just completely like ignored previous iterations, and I think that was part of what they were kind of trying to pull off with The Man Who Forgets. As they said in the 50th to Matt Smith, that he was just trying to push back everything. But I remember him mentioning in one of his manic moments as Matt Smith of sometimes you try so hard to stop something from happening, you're the one who causes it.
Yeah.
And it's like all of us were like, oh yeah, he's throwing back to Pompeii where he actually caused the explosion of the volcano, and now he's all of a sudden the guy in Pompeii. And I think I enjoy. I mean, he's so expressive. It's so great. I love the I'm Scottish. I get to complain about things.
Have you guys seen just out of curiosity, have you seen the meme with Capaldi in that scene, but then a picture of one of the sad David Tennant pictures of him just like crying in the rain because he didn't get to keep his Scottish accent.
Yes.
Cracked me up. So good.
And the one thing that really attached me to this doctor right away was him sitting down in the restaurant with the main Clockwork Knight and then taking a drink.
Not ultimatum, but the yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Either I'm going to throw you off or you're going to jump. Either way, we need this drink. That was explosive to me. That was huge. One, the doctor admitting that he is going to flat out kill this guy.
Right.
Which is very rarely done with the doctor. That was a very Eccleston thing where he's going to complete the job no matter what. And it's something you haven't seen for the last 6 years of a doctor who's willing to kill to finish what he needs to finish.
Right.
Sure, sometimes it happened with Tennant and Smith, but he never went out to kill. He never had that bloodlust. And it goes around with the reason why I think Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor, had to kill was because he just came out of the Time War and doing what he had to do.
I'll say the only one that comes close is probably Tennant with the spider race. I don't remember the name of it, but the one where Donna's introduced.
Arachnia or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, Arachnos. There we go.
Yeah.
That one where she actually has to pull him back from the metaphorical ledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. But he didn't. He didn't start going out that way. It was just all right. We need to finish this. Yeah, I'm gonna kill.
Yeah.
Everybody. Like whatever. Don't even care.
And then that snapped him back into place where even he was trying to save the master and save everybody, and
right.
Ultimately, obviously, you can't save everybody.
Every once in a while, everybody lives. Come on
now. No.
Just this once, everybody lives.
Thank you. Glad somebody got the reference.
But he's just. But you have to realize that a couple things why somebody's like, well, Matt Smith. Well, the 11th Doctor wasn't like this. I'm like, okay, yes, he kind of was at the end. You have to realize that the Doctor carries over pretty much directly from when he regenerated. Pretty much tells his character from in that iteration. The Doctor was in this horrible war where he could not leave. And what's the one thing that the Doctor hates the most? Having to stay in the same place. He was on that planet. He was on Christmas for 1,000 years.
He was a little messed up.
Yeah, fighting the Daleks who were just killing innocent people because of him. You're not going to come out of that unscathed.
You'll have a couple loose screws, which we definitely see in this first episode. For sure.
Literally sometimes.
Yeah.
I hate it. The one thing I hated was when they smacked the Doctor over the head, which I understand you needed to do. The boing gaff work that they did. I'm like, no.
I didn't even catch that.
This is not a cartoon. Yeah, go back and watch it. They literally do boing when they bonk him on the head. I'm like, no.
Oh, wow.
Just no.
Maybe that was, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is maybe they were, it's really not a good reason, but you've got the Clockwork people, which have springs.
No, because this was before they were introduced.
No, but I was saying that not foreshadowing is not the right word.
Yeah.
But it's still not a valid excuse.
I think they were trying to pull a joke and it failed.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to give it a Tito rating because it's what we do with our reviews. I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 8.5. The bottom half, because I like the bottom half. To look at.
I have to be honest. I had a hard time watching it, and I don't know if it was just I was trying to watch it up here on my computer, so part of it's standing up, which is never a good plan for watching any long-term content. But
No,
I had a hard
not
time.
an hour and a half
Yeah.
freaking show. Yeah.
I had a hard time concentrating, and I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and it was different, and I enjoyed Capaldi's. I'm gonna say Capaldi's take because he is owning it, and he said
Yeah.
his doctor is going to be different, and it's partly his choice, which is awesome that gets to happen. By the way, that's kind of cool. Where they're like, yeah, you get a little bit of say on how this is. Probably a 6.5 or 7. Just it was good,
Okay.
but it was. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again.
I'm curious.
especially
I'm
once I can
curious
keep
if
going.
you go back and rewatch it. And
I will try to do that this week. We'll see. Ask me again next week, and we'll see if I actually got back and watched it. We will see.
Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Remind me next Thursday to ask Jared how he thought of Doctor Who.
How
mean,
he
what?
thought? Yeah.
Here's your reminder for the 25th at 9 a.m. Do you want to set it?
Yes.
9 a.m. Good God. When do you think we're starting this shenanigans?
Yes. I have a bad habit of not erasing my notifications, so
Yeah.
I'll still
Fair
be.
enough.
It'll still be there when the show starts.
Fair enough. That'll work. Yeah. So 6.5 or 7 or so. It was good, but I need to go back and watch it again because the previous, as a whole, Doctor Who's like a good solid 9. So I don't want to do it disservice. So if you haven't seen it and you're just listening to this because you don't care about spoilers, go listen to it on your own because I openly admit that I was not paying full attention to the episode as it was playing.
Yeah, and there's a lot going on, so I could see why that could dampen. Because I mean, there's a chance you can miss something. It's like, wait, why is she Why is she alone? Or wait, why did he steal the Sonic from her? I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, I had to rewind a couple times in the I'll call it the cage match.
Yeah.
I had to rewind a couple times because I wasn't paying enough attention. There were a couple
Alright, and
spots
Rachel,
that caught
what
me
do you
off guard.
think?
With initial watching, I probably would have given it a 7, but I'm prone to giving it closer to an 8.5 or 9.
Okay.
After seeing the episodes that come after it.
Yeah.
Because everything that you and I griped about with the episode, almost all of it has been addressed.
Yes.
And
Nice.
I say that because I know you haven't seen it, and it's not spoiling anything to say, watch it.
Yeah.
You know, give him a chance. If you don't particularly like him, watch up to this past week's episode, listen. It explains a lot.
Yes.
I will say that not only about Capaldi's doctor, but about every doctor that has existed.
Yeah, the Doctor himself. They get very, very
And
introspective on.
when you get to a certain point, you're going to go, oh, shit.
I like those moments.
Oh.
I look forward to that. I like those moments.
Yeah, this is definitely a what the hell did they just do kind of thing.
Nice.
Like you saw how
Moffat,
laid
you
back I
glorious
typically
bastard.
am. That's exactly it. You kind of sit there and you go, Moffat, what the hell did you just opened a can? Oh,
Moffat.
But it's
Wait,
not.
you scream
It's not a
Moffat
bad
like that
Moffat.
both ways. Like
It's
you,
a good Moffat.
how you could scream his name like that and both mean it in a good and bad connotation.
Yeah.
Because he does things that are so good for the storyline progression, but still at the same time you go, oh, like it hurts when that
Yeah.
stuff happens. Mainly killing off characters, but
Yeah.
No,
'Cause
he's definitely not killing anybody off in that episode.
No,
but
no,
it
it's just-
explains everything.
yeah, it's just he does it in such a well. He does it really well, but it still
he does
hurts when it
arcs
happens.
very well. He does. Moffat does arcs very, very well.
Okay, one more
But
thing.
individual episodes, he's not pulled off a really sublime single episode since Blink, and that was his first episode. Like since then, like I said, as a showrunner, he does arcs very well. You do not get arcs like you have ever with Moffat. Like he does arcs better than I've ever seen in Doctor Who.
I still remember when JD first started watching it, and he was watching, and he had gotten to the library episode with Tennant,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, so you met River Song? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, just wait. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, no, I'm not spoiling anything for you. And even me saying that can't do it any kind of spoiling. Like you just watch. And when it happened, he was like, oh my god, like I have not. How did they been
you
doing
just
that
broke
for
my brain. I'm not
what?
okay.
Yeah, he was like, how did what? And I was like, oh, so I guess you got to Melody? like, okay, you ended up at Melody. All right, so I know where you're at. Good to know. Like, it was just mind blown. It was fun to react to see somebody react to the first time viewing that and doing it in such a condensed manner. It was the same way I did it essentially. So it was a watch, and see each little bit click, and you're like, wait, like 4 episodes ago they did, and now they're. Oh, this is gonna get good. It was just it was a lot of fun to watch, especially seeing somebody else react to it, especially JD because it's animated.
I'm gonna be very interested to see when Jazz finally gets off of his ass and starts watching Doctor Who, how he's gonna react to it.
It's gonna be good. I can't wait.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yes. So upcoming November 7th, we've got the yearly Game Fest, 24-hour Gameathon. There we go. That's what I was looking for from Extra Life or through Extra Life, however you want to phrase that. So we're going to try and do as much as we can of that 24 hours. So basically the whole concept is we help Extra Life raise money for different hospitals. We get to pick our own. I don't know if we've done that yet, but geek-io.com/Extra Life. Oh, so each person, because we're bidding. Yeah, good call. Each person in our team is also competing against each other for our own hospital, but all the money goes towards charity towards the end. I say all. Most. I don't know the percentage. I don't want to say all.
No, I think 100% of it goes to charity. 100% of it, 100% of it goes to the Children's Miracle Network.
Okay, perfect. I didn't want to say 100 because then people are like, you said 100%, and it was actually 99.7, and anyway.
No, they get all of their money through normal nonprofit organizations.
Sweet. So everything donated for the Extra Life Gaming Marathon is going to go towards Children's Miracle Network. That's what I was looking for. But we all get to pick our own hospitals, so vote for mine. Geek-io.com/Extra Life. You can't vote
He says vote for his. He says vote for his, but Budlong doesn't game, so...
I do on occasion.
Not the last 3 years we've done this.
Okay, one of them, 2 of them I was out of town for it, so I really had no choice. And the first one, I don't remember what happened. I probably just didn't do it.
All right. Now, over on the Geek Network site, geek-io.com, I did a Geek Toys last night, like I said. Did August's Loot Crate late because Loot Crate hates.
No.
They don't hate.
No, apparently when I updated the credit card for future shipments, it decided to switch the address. And it switched it to road instead of, it switched it to road or avenue instead of street, which is what we're on. And my dumbass apparently didn't realize it.
It happens.
I was switching it from my cell phone, so that's kind of my fault, but whatever.
I just wanted to say
it got here. It got here. He can't keep bitching anymore. I fixed the problem.
I just wanted to say that because it rhymed. I thought I was witty writing it that way. This working droid makes us hate life going over Oh, sorry. Fell asleep.
Final Fantasy 7? What happened? What?
Facebook settings.
Oh, I thought I heard Final Fantasy 7. Sorry.
Real Insight covers Star Wars: A New Dawn, which is novel. Also, he hit 103 episodes. This is the 103rd episode for Real Insight. Congratulations, Neil.
Goodness, Neil.
Crazy talk. That may or may not be this week. Also, BGM cover. It went marvelous, baby. Sorry, Sakani made me write that.
That's because Sakani is marvelous.
He does 2, 1. Music from all of the Marvel fighting games, so Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, stuff like that.
You assume I have anything open,
Rachel doesn't
CJ.
have the notes up.
No, I'm actually working on classwork because I was supposed to be working on classwork, and that yeah.
Also, remember, head over to Patreon to support the network. Patreon.com/geekio helps us out. Gets everything rated. Gets stuff going. Gets more shows, different shows. Gets different con coverage. I'm missing BlizzCon this year because I have no way of getting out there, and Patreon could help cover things like BlizzCon and guarantee my trip up to Pensacon and that kind of thing. So, you want con coverage, you want more shows, different shows, go over to patreon.com/geekio to help us out. We have a bunch of support tiers there. You can get yourself read up here on the shows, get some ad-free stuff going on, get you some producer credits and some shows that we want to do, and other things.
Word. As that sentence didn't start out right. We'll start over. We can be heard on Stitcher Radio and iTunes. Feel free to search for Geek.io. And if you want to leave us a review, we would love to read that on the air.
Review?
A review. It's a high-resolution review.
Word.
It's a new thing.
All right.
Random displays do it.
Yes.
All the new crates.
All right. And as we want to do, show title candidates for this week. I wrote them all, so I get to read them. Budlong's Vibrating Crotch. Slow Leaking Pipe. Originally was titled Budlong's Slow Leaking Pipe.
Thank you for changing that.
Doing some funky hello. Mommy and Daddy fighting over DVI cables. The Blue Bouncing Ball. Damn you, Harry Potter. Special kind of superpower. Snaggletooth bit of a thing. Checkception. Daddy doesn't like. Whedon's Water, and Lizard Leslie Vastra.
I know where my vote's going. And if you're listening to this after the fact, you already know. Well,
yes.
Maybe. You know what we voted for.
Yes. All right, guys. On that note, going to go ahead and head on out of here. Anything else before we leave?
I think that's it.
All right, folks. Well, we will see you next week with a full cast probably again. Depends on if Jazz thinks he needs another vacation.
Jeez. Ugh. Just kidding.
Vacations.
We love you.
Yeah, dude, seriously. No problem. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Bye.
You have been listening to a part of the Geek.io podcast network.
Loud noises!
Visit us at geek-io.com for all of our great shows.
The pressure is building slowly, inexorably inside me. Oh my.
Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's bad for you. Go figure out how it works.
Geek.io. Copyright 2014.
I want to get out of here. I want to leave this place right now.
There was a fish in the percolator. Sorry, he wasn't here to play it.
You do know that's going to stay in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. YouTube, you have a good night.
Bye, Twitch.